2024 for me, and this is the first time myself sharing any of the work that I'm doing on the Try Hack Me platform. I've done all the basics, and now I'm just, like I said, in the middle of the junior penetration tester course. All right, so what the heck is a SSRF anyway? Well, it's just taking a request that's supposed to go to a server and you're tweaking it in some way, trying to get an application to misbehave and give you data that it shouldn't. So again, you're depending on the application being bad in some way or having some flaw, and it's not checking the input that you're sending in to keep you from doing something bad. That's really the gist of it. So I've already, if you're here, you're probably already stuck and you're like, how do I get through this? So I won't delay too far through this, but again, this just describes what I was telling you, where you have a website that is looking for a specific input coming in through the URL. You can see right here. And then the hacker is going to tweak the URL here. And I think at this point it's good for me to go away. So let me go away. Am I gone? Yes. No? I am now. I'm gone. All right. Now I'm out of the picture for a minute, so now you can see the full screen. Excuse me. Here you can see, again, it's really simple. There's an expected request, and if it gets the right request, then the server, everything's happy, and the server does what it's supposed to do. But as you, the hacker, comes in and you slip in something it's not expecting, and you malform it in some way, you can get a website to do something it's not supposed to do. And then in this case, it's manipulating the website to get user data. Here, returns user data to the hacker because we manipulated that URL to return data from the API/user instead of stock, which was right here. Right here. All right. So these are the basics again. Again, it's all about there's an expected request and you're going to malform it in some way. The next piece here, it's talking about directory traversal. Directory traversal is where we're going to use a ... backwhack to insert that into, in this case, the URL parameter that the URLs or that the that the URL is looking for. And we're going to slip in the ... user, and then on the other end, when the API gets it, it's going to end up replacing stock here with user. It's going to go up one level. And then you'll be able to access data from the user API instead of the stock API if there was one there. All right, again, it's really just all again about what's expected and what's received. This I thought was the most important part of this, is how to terminate a part of the request and get a payload in. So right here it says take note of the payload ending in and x equals being used to stop the remaining path from being appended to the end of the attacker's URL. Instead, it turns into a parameter with question mark x equals on the query string. So here they kind of show you an example, and we're going to need this to solve the problem that they're going to give us. So here you can see the hacker, again, it's right here. So expected request, server equals API, and ID equals 123. That's what's expected. Then the hacker is going to pass in to the server equals api.website.thtm. Then it says API user equals, and then can pass in ID equals 123. And then how is it going to be translated by the request? How is the request going to be translated by the server when it gets it, right? So then what is returned back to the hacker would be here. And what is that, what's that gobbledygook turn into? Which is it returns user data to the hacker still by doing this. That's how it gets translated. And then API server returns user data to the website instead of the stock information. Again, you're just tricking it with to return. All right, and then this piece here, let's see, this is, you can also do this to capture request headers that are sent back, sent to the attacker specified domain. These headers could contain authentication credentials or API keys sent by the website.htm. That would normally authenticate to API.website.htm. website.htm. So you're trying to get in the middle and catch the communication to get those keys out. So that's what this is a demonstration of right here. And I won't beat that to death. But the whole purpose really of this video was this screen right here. Is how do you solve this? So using what you've learned, try changing the address in the browser below to force the web server to return data from this URL here that we're not supposed to have access to. To make things easier, the server requesting bar here at the bottom of this mock browser will show the URL that the website .thm is requesting. So if we were just to hit this API, I'm hitting enter. You'll see here it says item 2 found. If we want to think we're hacking around here and change that to a 3, we can see item 3 is found. So we're just accessing whatever this is here in the item. We really don't know what we're hitting from the API, but it's an item. All right, so now we know we want to hit this server. They already told us what we want to get. Here's the resource we're trying to hit. So I'm going to copy this to make this as easy as I can. And what we're going to do is just append here. Again, we're tweaking the request. And so it's always going to have this, right? This is our resource we're trying to hit here. As soon as we see the question mark, now we know we have an opportunity to enter something in after that. So I'm pasting in. I just removed the HTTPS : and the 2 forward slashes. We're going to pass in, oh, we do have to put server equals, sorry. So we're going to tweak that server part and say server equals server.website.thm. And then we put in the / flag equals ID. So what happens if I just do this? Let's just do it. We got a not found, but a not found is a request. So we've done something. So if you do this, you're really close to getting the whole thing. You just have to remember that really important thing they just told us about terminating the request. Put an &x here, hit enter, and now, guess what? You have found the flag. Now, I had already solved it, but I blanked it out over here on this side just by editing the HTML for this session. And anyway, so hopefully this helps you. I'm going to come back and maybe do some more, but this is my first video of 2024 doing cybersecurity in the TryHackMe platform, sharing a little bit of what I've learned, especially if it takes me something that takes me 30-40 minutes to get through. I will probably come back and try and share all of that. If you like these videos, please hit like, hit subscribe. I'm going to have playlists or, I'm going to playlist for the TryHackMe stuff, and I'll try and break it down into something that's sensible. Again, thanks for watching. Happy hacking, happy hunting.